Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
The thunderstorm activity from earlier this afternoon continuing to push mainly out of our area as we get later on into the evening as a cold front is moving through, which will stabilize the air out behind it, which is what is limiting any additional development from occurring as our temperatures are continuing to fall. Though we will still hold on to some form of cloud cover a bit later into the afternoon and evening, things generally speaking are clearing out even from cloud cover still out to our west. Temperatures right now are in the 60s and 70s, though still a bit of rain ongoing in the background. Our SkyTrack camera overlooking Poplar Grove. But as we see out in Galena, those temperatures falling into the low 60s, and they will fall a bit further into the night tonight, down into the 40s. But those clearing skies leads to quite a bit of sunshine to kick off the day tomorrow. Temperatures warming back into the upper 60s. I'll let you know, however, when we expect that sunshine to go away and a potential return of additional thunderstorm activity next week, coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
The biggest horse race in the country is just wrapping up. We visit the largest watch party in the city. Plus, the importance of pollinators, the Palooza raising awareness to hoping to deter the decline of these bugs. And the biggest day in Mexico's history being celebrated in the Forest City. We take a look at the two-day fiesta of Cinco De Rockford.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jess Lipson. Thanks for joining us this evening. Taylor's off. A Janesville man is arrested for an outstanding warrant in Wisconsin. Alfonso Jarrett is charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide and felony probation out of Jefferson County. A warrant for the charge was issued April 22nd. Janesville officers spent several days conducting surveillance searches to try and find Jarrett. Early this morning, officers pulled over a car that he was in, and he was taken into custody. A bill pending before the Illinois Senate would make it illegal for teachers to have sexual relationship with an adult student. Right now, educators in Illinois can be fired if they're involved sexually with a student, but there's no option for criminal charges. If the student is 18 or older, a bill that passed unanimously in the Illinois House would criminalize relationships with students ages 18 to 23 if the educator is at least 4 years older than the student. Charges would range from misdemeanor to felony depending on the number of students and the nature of the conduct. As the weather continues to warm up in the state line, drivers will see more than just cars and trucks on the road. Local motorcyclists gathered this morning for the annual Abate Safety and Awareness Parade. It's a chance to promote safety awareness for motorcycles. The motorcyclists had a police escort through town, hoping to remind the community that when the warmer weather comes out, so do the motorcycles.
It can be a life and death thing out there. I mean, you have to know what you're doing with your machine. And you can't just trust that everybody else is watching out for you. I mean, accidents are no joke, and a lot of them are avoidable.
The parade traveled from Carlson Ice Arena to Kegel Harley-Davidson. The event was free, but donations were given to support the Abate mission. Just minutes ago, one of the biggest events in sports kicked off. All over the country, people gathered to watch the 150th Kentucky Derby. Don Carter Lanes was the home to one of those watch parties. It's the biggest and only Kentucky Derby betting in northwestern Illinois. Even though the race is just a few minutes, the party has been going on all day with food trucks, plenty of specialty drinks to enjoy, and live music. Those in attendance say they love to watch some horse racing and show off their Derby hats as well.
We do this every year, we have a hat party. So we make our hats together.
My favorite part is getting together with my girlfriends last Sunday. We have some cocktails and make our hats. But then we just love to come down here and waste money on horse bets and see everybody's creative hats and just have fun.
Coming up during sports, Reagan will have more on the winner of the race. More than 600 athletes competed in the annual Olympic Spring Games at Harlem High School. There was a soccer game as well as track and field events and even a wheelchair slalom. The athletes have been practicing for the past 8 weeks, hoping to punch their ticket to the state competition. However, organizers say it isn't always about winning. For some, getting out there is an accomplishment in itself.
I think the coverage is fantastic. Anytime we can put the spotlight on our athletes or the opportunity for inclusion between athletes with disabilities and without disabilities, it's only going to make us as a community, us as a society stronger.
All gold medalists qualified for a spot in the Summer Games at Illinois State University. Those games kick off June 7th. A Rockford Nature Preserve puts on a show to entertain and raise awareness. Our Blake Dietz went to Severson Dells Nature Center to learn more about what makes Pollinator Palooza so important.
He's going to fly in and he's going to land on one of these flowers.
Bees, butterflies, and even bats took center stage at Severson Dells Nature Center. While the event gives families some quality time in nature, Pollinator Palooza also looks to raise awareness about a significant problem.
Pollinators are super important for our environments. In fact, most of our food we wouldn't have if it weren't for pollinators. Pollinators are declining around the area due to things like farming, and we're losing their ecosystems, and especially prairies.
Emma Zimmerman works as an environmental educator at the center. She says the most important part of the fest is to inspire kids to take care of the earth.
So it's really important to get kids involved with pollinators, learn about what pollinators are and what they can do to help support them. I hope that kids understand what pollinators are, why they're so important, and that also they care about them, because the more you care about something, the more you're going to be able to help.
And she has some tips on how anyone can help reverse the decline in pollinators.
One of the best things that people can do to help pollinators is to plant local plants, local flowers, local grasses. And if you plant them in your lawn, then they'll have some more habitat as opposed to just a grass lawn.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Blake Dietz.
While Cinco de Mayo isn't until May 5th, tomorrow, some revelers started their party early. Cinco de Rockford is celebrating with a 2-day fiesta, around a dozen food trucks, several retail vendors, and so much more set up in the parking lot of the old Kmart on State and Alpine. The goal for organizers is to put the Latino community at the forefront.
I just hope everybody has a great, safe Cinco de Mayo weekend. There's a lot of great events going on. There's an event down at Don Carter's. There's an event down at District. All I ask is for our people to be respectful and celebrate in a good way, people. That's our biggest hope for this weekend.
The festival will continue tomorrow from 1 to 7. Admission is $1. Proceeds benefit 2 local nonprofits. Campus protests continue throughout the country. Chicago University is the newest college to see students clashing on the war in Gaza.
Our temperatures officially hit the 80-degree mark earlier this afternoon, though that did promote some thunderstorm activity for the afternoon and evening. I'll let you know how quickly that thunderstorm activity will continue to move out and when we see our next chance at storms coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Taylor Castro, Reagan Holgate, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Demonstrators clash on the University of Chicago campus. It was the 5th day of the encampment as protesters demand a ceasefire in Gaza. Andrea Medina has the latest.
Day 5 of the student-run encampment at the University of Chicago's main quad started off peaceful on Friday.
Hundreds of students are camped out right now for Palestine, and this is the most numbers we've had was today.
You see my face? Show me your face.
But then tensions escalated after a clash between pro-Palestinian demonstrators and pro-Israel and pro-American counter-protesters. As demonstrators shouted dueling chants, the confrontation then turned physical. Several were shoving each other and a brief scuffle broke out. University of Chicago campus police wearing riot gear and shields came to separate the groups.
It's very disappointing and very sad to see this happen.
We were hit on all sides and it was really scary for a second.
Some counter-demonstrators saying they came to the quad after an American flag was removed from a flagpole yesterday so a Palestinian flag could go up. Then that flag was taken down today and nothing was put up afterwards, which is why they say they came to take action.
They started agitating and that's when we pulled back. We didn't want anybody to get hurt. That only works in their favor.
It didn't appear people were arrested following this incident, but hours later, campus police took someone into custody. University leadership calling today's actions as unacceptable. In a separate message to the student body, the university president accuses pro-Palestinian demonstrators of vandalizing historic buildings and creating a disruption to campus life.
They keep telling us that we're disrupting learning, but some of the best learning I've had the last my last 4 years have been in these last 5 days in the encampment.
While the university prides itself in a long-standing commitment to free expression, after negotiations between student protest organizers and university leaders stalled yesterday, the president was adamant about intervening to shut the encampment down if an agreement isn't reached. He says in part, quote, "The encampment protesters have flouted our policies rather than working with them, despite UChicago being an institution that allows for many ways to express views."
Protecting people's First Amendment right, of course, is paramount.
At an unrelated press conference, the mayor saying his office will continue to assess all demonstrations happening across the city. The Chicago police superintendent says he's not getting in the middle of people expressing their right to free speech if it's conflict-free. Instead, he's relying on university leaders for information as the situation in Hyde Park continues.
Are there violent acts at these locations? Are people in danger?
That was Andrea Medina reporting. We've seen a bit of rain today, but those storms are soon heading out. When we return, Jordan will tell us what we could be seeing for more severe weather next week.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
We had some storm activity move through the area earlier, and most of it has cleared out the majority of the state line, but we are still seeing some of those darker clouds, including what we see with our SkyTrack camera overlooking the Poplar Grove Airport. That's just off crossing Boone County. Still some darkening out there and even some light rain still falling out that direction, but the bulk of that thunderstorm activity has since pulled out of the region. We did have a few isolated severe thunderstorm warnings that were issued earlier, although they were only for the base level, around 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts at the most. We did have some isolated cells initially that when they formed out to our western counties, that then formed into a line, moved through the area, and now continue to at least produce a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings to our east. But now that that cold front that was producing those line of storms has moved through the area, it is stabilizing our air, keeping things now much quieter for the rest of the evening. Despite that, we still had quite a bit of rainfall in some spots, especially in Rockford, where we had almost an inch of rainfall in a fairly short amount of time with that thunderstorm that moved directly over the airport. Some other spots picked up around 1/10 of an inch to around 1/4 of an inch of rain. Right around that range is what our weather watcher Terry out in Genoa got as well. 1/1500ths of an inch of rain for him, as well as 62 degrees, 59 degrees for his dew point, and winds out of the west around 23 miles per hour. He was also noting that his temperature was quickly falling as that cold front has now approached the area. Temperatures across the board falling from where they were earlier, many spots getting close to the 80-degree mark, but since then, we're down in the 60s and 70s. Our dew points are still remaining fairly high, although drier air will eventually start to work its way in, as indicated with our dew point out in Galena sitting in the 50s compared to the 60s for those dew points across the rest of the board. That cold front also very evident when we look with a wider range in temperatures, 60s and 70s out to our east. Meanwhile, 50s and 60s to the west, along with a northerly component to that wind direction. That is what is going to help drop our temperatures pretty quickly into the night tonight. But it will also bring in some drier air, allowing for clearing skies to take place, and therefore our temperatures could fall into the mid-40s overnight tonight. Those clouds will decrease, leading to a cooler night, and winds could still gust close to 25 miles per hour during the night. We do get sunny skies to start out the day tomorrow, a very pleasant 69 degrees for the afternoon, plenty of sunshine, winds from the north around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Futurecast continuing to clear that storm activity now to our east. A few isolated showers still possible east of I-39 as we get into the early hours of tonight and going into around midnight before things start to clear beyond that, leading to a sunny day tomorrow. However, a very active picture possible as we get into the early and middle parts of next week. A strong trough bringing some significantly strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere will work its way closer to the region, bringing multiple disturbances our way, especially as we get into Tuesday and going into Wednesday. Our severe weather threat does exist to our west as we get into Monday with a level 3 out of 5 risk across portions of Nebraska, Kansas, down into Oklahoma. Meanwhile, a day 4 risk, that's where we get into Tuesday, does encompass at least parts of the state line as we get into that afternoon and evening, the northern end of which, at least the higher focus, going to be just off to our north. Another severe weather threat exists as we get into the day on Wednesday. However, this one going to be shifted a bit further off to the south, at least for the higher confidence in that storm coverage as we get into Wednesday afternoon. So 3 multiple days, at least in a row, that we have to watch for the severe weather in the region, the highest confidence of which locally going to be on Tuesday. Something to keep a close eye on as we get into early next week. But we do have a lot of sunshine over the next couple of days to give us some break from the rain and clouds. 60s and 70s as we get into Sunday and going into Monday. Upper 70s, but additional storm chances as we get into early and the middle of next week.
Thanks, Jordan. Reagan's in next with sports. The Bears' #1 draft pick was on hand today at Wrigley to witness his first Cubs W. Those highlights are coming up after the break.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
Craig Counsell has himself a major headache right now with the Cubs bullpen, from overwork to growing ineffectiveness for too many of those arms. And these troubles cost him the first matchup between the two teams yesterday and added even more mental anguish today. But at least Caleb Williams was in the house today with his signature bear claw. He got a standing ovation from the crowd. Now, Nico Horner leads the Cubs off in the first inning here with this solo homer. That's his first of the season, and the Cubbies will get 2 now in the first inning to take the lead. Same score in the third, and that's when Christopher Morel hammers one home again. A 2-run blast, his 4th in the last 6 games, and the Cubs are cooking with gas. Now, Jameson Taillon had a great start on the hill today. He went 6 innings of 2-hit ball, no earned runs, and struck out 7. But the Brew Crew jumped on the Cubs' pen. They cut the deficit to 1 in the 9th with Hector Neris on the save. He gets the ground ball. Dansby over to Nico just in time. The Cubs hold on to win 6-5, and Neris gets his 6th save of the season. Counsell obviously happy with that outcome and what he's seen so far from his starter.
His starts have been, he's kind of match and Shota, frankly, like with his starts. I mean, they've been every bit as good, and it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, my mind was like maybe a little cloudy in the first half last year, just trying to get my feet under me, and not getting off to a good start made me feel like I was playing catch up all year. So just to be able to come in and kind of put my foot down and put it on the gas and start hot, it's been nice.
All right, but the main storyline as of late has been reliever Adbert Alzolay. Yesterday's 3-1 loss was his 5th blown save this season. Now, if the Cubs had won the 5 games he's blown away, the Northsiders would be 25-9 with easily the best record in baseball. So obviously that's a positive. They have the talent to do it, but Alzolay is hurting this team quite a bit. Now, day 2 of Packers rookie minicamp is in the books, and there's a lot to like about this young squad, especially their resilience. First-round pick Jordan Morgan fought back from an ACL injury and hasn't let it derail his career one bit. And then third-round pick Keaton Oladapo injured his toe at the combine. He's aiming to return in August at the start of training camp. But above all, Green Bay's coaching staff is just glad to have those 11 in green and gold and off and running.
First of all, it's just good to get them in the building to start to form a relationship with these guys and find out what they're all about. You want to see how everything they do, from the meeting room to on the field, and how they compete. Goody and his crew do such a great job of bringing in high character, especially high football character individuals, guys that truly love the game, that want to put in the work, that are willing to do all the little things. And so it's great to get the guys in the building, get them acclimated, and start to get to know them.
Now, they say it's the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, and after today, I understand why. 20 horses competing in the first leg of the Triple Crown in the Run for the Roses. This year at Churchill Downs celebrates 150 years of the Kentucky Derby, and it only makes sense that we would see one of the most dramatic finishes in Derby history. A photo finish actually captures Mystic Dan as the winner of the Derby by just a nose, with Sierra Leone in second. I mean, absolutely unreal the way this one ended up. Mystic Dan will officially begin the quest for a Triple Crown at the Preakness Stakes on May 18th. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Thunderstorms continuing to clear as we get later on into the evening tonight. Most of that activity now well to our east, allowing for skies to clear and temperatures to fall into the 40s overnight tonight, but additional thunderstorm activity possible mainly Tuesday into Wednesday.
That's our show. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.